So I've got a really exciting video here because this is a technique that I kind of wish I thought of myself. So I'm a bit jealous, but I've got to give a shout out to Brady at Texture Labs because I saw this on one of his recent videos on YouTube for a Photoshop technique. And I thought, oh, that's really good. I'm going to have to translate that over to Photopea, which luckily it does quite well because it's very, very similar. So I'm just going to show you this real-time blur technique. And I'm going to just show you how to add your own little tweaks to it and make it your own. So we're going to start off with the background here. It doesn't matter what the background is. I've just got some generic, slightly papered texture there. I'm going to use the type tool. So I'm going to press T for the type tool. But you can use this technique on anything that's got a transparency element to it as long as it's on its own layer. It doesn't have to be text. It could be a symbols, graphics, whatever. So I'm just going to type in blur. And I've already got the font selected to something that's pretty big and chunky just to give you a good demonstration. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go next to the word blur. And we're going to double click on the layer next to the word blur to bring up our layer styles dialog. Now, we've all been in this load, I'm sure. We've probably used drop shadow loads, which is what we're going to use for the basis of this. So I'm going to click on drop shadow. The color of it is set to blue at the moment just because I was messing around with it a while ago and I had blue as my last color selected, but it's quite good because it shows us the difference between the shadow and the actual text layer. So in typical drop shadow fashion, you can obviously change the distance, the angle of your shadow, the spread, you know, all the kind of normal controls that I'm sure you've played with if you've created drop shadows before. And if you go to the blending options at the top, what you can use is fill instead of opacity. So when you've got a layer style effects applied to something, if you reduce the fill, it will preserve the layer style effect itself. Whereas if you reduce the opacity, it reduces everything. So reduce the fill to 0. So now you get like the text cut out with the blur itself, which I've used on many things in the past. Not just this, but it's a really good technique to use to drop the fill into the opacity. But the clever thing about this technique is to go into the drop shadow, back to the drop shadow. And I didn't realize Photopea actually had this option until now. So I don't know whether it's been added recently or not, but knockout drop shadow. Now, Photopea's not really had this knockout option before, unless I've missed it. I'm used to using it in Photoshop. And watch this does. If I click on it, at the moment it's set that the text, which is currently invisible because we've used the fill slider to make it invisible, is knocking out the drop shadow underneath. But if I uncheck that box, we've now got rid of that knockout. So what we've now got is we've completely taken the text or whatever object was on that layer away, and we're just seeing the entire of the drop shadow itself. So now we could play with the distance. It doesn't really do much because it's moving away from where the original text would be. But obviously you could still play with all the parameters like the spread, the size of the blur. And you can just get some really cool effects. Like if you crank up the noise, it's going to make it obviously go a lot scratchier and noisier, but it also lets a lot of the texture through from underneath. Change the opacity. Obviously you can change the blending modes, and yeah, they're just all of a sudden there's a lot of options available for creative text. So if I go into, let's just say okay, and let me Control or Command J on that layer to duplicate it, and then I'm going to pull that away, and you can see because we've got it set to that linear light blending mode, you get this really nice effect where it overlaps with the text, which is really great. But for the moment, let me just put it down here. And by the way, when you're making adjustments to this, bear in mind you need to use the adjustment layers within the layer styles. So I'll come back to that in a moment. So for this second copy, let's just change the font. Let's just change the font completely to something different. Which now in Photopea you can do real time just by scrolling down the type options here. It updates them on the screen in real time, which is actually a really good quality of life update that they did recently, which is quite good. So now we've changed that, we can change the text. We can just call it Blur Pro as the effect. I don't know what it's called, but we'll call it that. And then we can go back into our drop shadow. And if we wanted to change the parameters of this is where we do it. We don't do it in the main layers. So if we wanted to change the blending mode to something else, we do it in here because it's the drop shadow that needs to be affected by these changes. If you change the layer blending mode, it's actually not going to affect it because we've made the text layer itself invisible with the fill on the blending options, if you remember. So now we're actually just using the singled out drop shadow. So you'd make adjustments to your parameters here. Okay. And what's good about this is you can see if I click and drag this around, you can kind of move them around because both layers have got use global angle set, which will synchronize the angle setting between everything that has that button toggled. You can move this around and you can move them around by clicking and dragging on the screen, and they'll kind of all move around together, which is pretty cool. But now, so you've got these options, right? And you can drag the spread up and it makes the edge a little bit crisper, but still retaining that kind of lo-fi kind of fuzzy edge. It's just really cool, right? You can do a lot of things, but this is where I really like to experiment, which is the contour section. So if you go in here, now you're applying these contour curves to the shadow, and you can just click around here. There are loads of presets, and you can get some really good, effects, text effects here that you might not necessarily have been able to get with the text layer itself. But because you're using this kind of knocked out drop shadow, it opens up a whole other, so you can get all these like really cool effects just by changing the different contour types, contour curves for the shadow. So you can obviously experiment here, and then you can play with the settings and see how it's affected by the different parameters and things like that. So it's just a real good way to sort of get a bit more creative. And the fact that it is completely non-destructive in real time, so you can retype things, you can change the font whenever you want, and yeah, that's really it. But I just thought it was worth sharing. So yeah, thanks again to Brady at Texture Labs, because I thought it was a really good technique, and I thought I'd try and bring it over to Photopea and share it with you guys.